Hello everyone, it's Balázs from Game Shuttle Labs, and I'm here to give you a quick overview of our game Moonshot, The Next Giant Leap. This board game commemorates the 50th anniversary of the moon landing and lets the players immerse themselves in this historic event and tell their own story leading to the next giant leap of humankind. Please note that this is a prototype, which means that the artwork or the component quality is far from final. However, the awesome game experience and the innovative game mechanisms will stay the same until the Kickstarter campaign. As this is a prototype, it only plays with 2 or 4 players. The full game will have a player count from 2 to 6. One game plays in about 90 minutes and is intended for players older than 14 years. This is a team-based game, which means there are 2 opposing sides, the Americans and the Russians. Each team has 2 roles in it, a politician who needs to get support and an engineer who needs to build the rockets. These 2 roles in the same team have different tasks, but they need to work together to achieve the ultimate goal of the game, having a successful moon landing mission. This is how you win the game. There is another endgame trigger. Each team represents the space agency of their nation, and if either their popularity or their budget falls below a critical level, then that team loses the game. So Moonshot, The Next Giant Leap, can end in 2 different ways. Either one team achieves the moon landing and wins the game, or one team loses popularity or budget so much that they lose the game. Moonshot is a mid-weight hybrid game with a lot of nitty-bitty rules. And because this video is only a game overview, please refer to the rule set provided for tiny details before playing the game. The politicians use their political maneuvers to gain resources, money and popularity. Next to this, they are the ones who announce the actual missions for which the rockets launch. No one can shoot for the moon on their first try. The engineers are building a blueprint with these so-called technology tiles. This blueprint determines the main 3 parameters of a rocket before launch: the structural integrity, the electronics, and the software. These are represented by simple numbers. Based on this blueprint that the engineer developed, this US rocket has a structural integrity of 4, electronics of 6, and a software of 3. Whatever the engineer does, it is the politician who decides about launching. Next to the technology tiles, engineers can also acquire modules, so-called long lead items, that give extra boost to their rocket. During the game, there are a maximum of 3 missions available simultaneously, and the teams race on who gets to launch their rocket first. They can compete for the same mission, or they can try to have success on different missions. To break it down, the game turn consists of 3 phases. In the first phase, the politicians and the engineers do their actions simultaneously. Engineers acquire technology tiles, modules, long lead items, and they run tests and simulations. Politicians play their maneuver cards to get resources or sabotage the other. They announce missions, or they announce actual launches. After the action phase, in the second phase of the round, we follow the launches, which can either be successful or end in explosions. This will affect the popularity, budget and other parameters of the space programs. Each mission decides the level of risk that comes with it, the reward for a successful mission, and the necessary payload to achieve it. So, for example, Animal in Space mission can only be achieved if you have a dog on your rocket. These cards represent the actual risk, the malfunctions that happen during a launch. These are randomly drawn from a deck and contain things like human error, radiation danger, or power shortage. During a launch, the politician rolls an 8-sided die, which determines the actual risk that the rocket faces. If the parameters of the rocket exceed or equal to the parameters required on the risk, then the mission can continue. If not, then it's boom. These risk cards are known to the engineer, so he can plan ahead, but the actual concrete risk that the rocket faces is determined by the risk die. So, during a launch, for each risk card, the politician rolls the die, and the actual die result determines if the trouble is big or small. This die result can be altered though, because the engineer has the possibility to do tests, to do simulations on risks, so that the die result for a particular risk is increased by 2. The last phase of every round is administration, where the popularity and budget are adjusted according to the actions of the politician, and the engineer gets the opportunities the politician provided in the form of tokens. For the print and play prototype, you can use any suitable dice or tokens to track the budget, the popularity, and the actual money that the engineer has. Of course, you can use tokens instead of 3D printing rockets at home, but if you want to, we can provide you with the open source design files. If you enjoy playing the print and play prototype, please share some photos on Instagram or Facebook using the hashtags provided in the video description. If you want to put a Game Shuttle Lab sticker on your prototype or anywhere else, please contact us. If you want to contribute more to the game design and be credited for it in the rulebooks, please join our Discord community.